Retouching photos is another area where you can speed up your workflow and make everything much easier if you use a Wacom graphic tablet. Once again, it's better to have an Intuos or a Cintiq, but here you can also use a Bamboo as well. So for photo retouch, you can get away with a Bamboo, but again, it's up to you and up to also your screen size. If you have a bigger screen size, it's better to have a bigger Bamboo tablet or have a bigger Intuos tablet. So let me show you a couple of examples just to see again what are the advantages of using a tablet. If I zoom closer, for example, here's a hair line, which I can easily get rid of if I use my tablet and the spot healing brush tool set to content aware option. Okay, I'm going to create a new layer as well for my retouch just to make everything completely non-destructively. And because using a tablet, I can very easily follow this line and just go over it, and Photoshop does the magic. Here at the bottom, I switch to the clone stamp tool because it's too close to an edge, and I'm going to sample from the image and just clone stamp it. And then maybe if I set my clone stamp tool to a little bit less opacity, I can blend that part in a little bit even more. Something like that, maybe darker. Yeah. So it's a very fast way to work because I was able to follow that line very easily. I didn't have to do anything really, just use the tool and draw over it. And because I did it on a separate layer, I can still show it to you. That was before. Let me zoom a bit closer. So that was before, and this is after. Before and after. If I zoom out, I can show you something else as well. On again another layer, I am going to fill in this layer with 50% gray, shift backspace, and then select 50% gray, and then change the blend mode of this layer to overlay. Once I have it in overlay, I can use the dodge and the burn tools to add shading to this image. I am going to add darker tones here on the edges of her face, and maybe a bit darker tones on the nose as well, just to make it look thinner. If I turn this layer off and on, you can already see the difference. And what I need to do still is to make some plastic surgery on this image. Of course, it's not a must, but I just would like to show you that as well. If I merge these layers together, I'm using a keyboard shortcut, Command-Alt-Shift-E or Control-Alt-Shift-E on PC. I merged all the layers together, but still kept the layers separately as well. And on this layer on the top, I'm going to use the Liquify filter. So I go to Filter, choose Liquify. And by the way, in CS6, the Liquify is much faster than before. So here I can easily make my brush size bigger and smaller by holding down Control and Alt and click left and right. I'm going to make it a bit smaller, something like that. Actually, I need a little bit bigger one in this case. And I would like to move the chin up just a little bit, make it a bit smaller, something like that. And less pointy as well. If I click on OK, we can see without this Liquify adjustment and after the Liquify. So before and after. And now if I alt click at the bottom layer, the original image, and alt click on it again, I can see all the amendments and without all my changes, the original image as well. If I want to, I can still make a lot of changes on this, smoothen the skin, whiten the teeth, and so on and so forth. But I just wanted to make sure you understand how easy it is to work with a tablet if you do photo retouch. So most of these things will be more difficult with a mouse. You can still do it with a mouse, but with a tablet it's much easier. And once again, aligning things, which is very important in photo retouch, is much faster with the tablet. Once again, I create a new layer. Now I'm going to use the clone stamp tool set to sampling current and below. And that means I can use a separate layer for retouching. I alt click here and then draw over this detail here with a 100% clone stamp tool. I do the same thing here. Alt click to sample close to the area where which I would like to retouch, and then I just simply draw over it. And what I just said is that aligning something properly is very important, especially on areas like this. When I have an edge, if I just sample from somewhere from the wall and start drawing over this, it won't be aligned. And I might find it quite difficult to align these details. So in these cases, I just hold down Alt and click on an edge, like here, then align that here on the right. And with the tablet, I can be really fast and efficient and very precise, and I can do almost everything in one go, as you can see. I can even continue and come down this way, and maybe I just need to sample once more. And then I can draw over the other details, and so on and so forth. It's quite simple from this point on to understand how it works. So again, using a tablet, I could very quickly and easily get rid of some of these details and retouch them. And another thing with the tablet is the pressure sensitivity. Just like with brushes, with a clone stamp tool, you also have the pressure sensitivity control for the size of your brush and the opacity. So now if I have these two options turned on, I can, let's say, sample from here. And if I just hold down light with my brush, I can slowly clone it over until it disappears. So I can control everything with the pressure on my tablet. So that's also a huge advantage, and it can make your life much easier when you do retouch.